Bago has an enviable knack of putting together very practical and very well designed backpacks, and this is one of the latest. It's a 30-litre backpack which I've just used for a 3-day trek in terrible weather during the various storms over the Christmas period, and it stood up to them all perfectly. And as you can see, it's still looking pretty new despite the weather it's been subjected to, so that's a very good start. Let's take a closer look at the various pockets and features of it. On the back are these two pockets here, which this one is a smaller one which runs from the seam down to there, the little high-vis reflective patch. I use that just for popping gloves in and a few small items. Running behind it and taking maximum use of all the space is this pocket here, which runs behind this one here, which isn't too obvious when you just look at it, but that is quite a roomy and spacious pocket, and it has these very smooth running zips, all with tags on of course, so in cold wet weather when your hands are cold, very easy to reach them and open them. This is the compartment behind the two front pockets, and I like this one especially because it's got a pocket here to pop the tablet in. I managed to get a tablet in here, charger cables, small camera, microfiber towel and a few snacks and a few other bits and pieces. And then we come to the main compartment. This isn't quite as large as it looks from the outside because the framing does eat into the storage space quite a bit, but that's not a major worry and I'll come to that later. It's got a pocket here which is quite handy for purse, wallet and things that you don't want to fall to the bottom of the sack and then be delving in to reach. But I still managed to get a pair of lightweight sandals in here, Craghopper's compressed light jacket for extra warmth, some base layer tops and other general clothes. Surprising actually just how much it does hold, and this kept me going for 3 days, just over 3 days while walking. To the sides are these stretchy elastic topped mesh pockets, and you can get a 1.5 litre water bottle into these, one each side, so it's very good for supplies and provisions. And then there are these straps, compression straps for tightening up below to keep it nice and slim and compact. But also you can strap things to these as well. There are loops here for walking poles. I always use one pole as opposed to two, but again they're useful for holding things. Straps on the bottom, again I managed to strap a shopping bag to this, actually a carrier bag. It was really functional. It's probably not designed for that, but it certainly worked. There's a nice grab handle at the top with a plastic coating, so it's nice and strong, and it's also easy to carry. And comfort is really important when walking, and this is one of the most comfortable backpacks I've ever used. It's got padded mesh straps, which are fairly standard now. Elastic loops on them, so again you can fix things to them. Each side, obviously. There's an adjustable height chest strap here. Just locks together over the chest, and you can adjust the height so if you're a woman it doesn't get your boobs, for example. And as you're walking along and need to reach out or stretch, it's got this elastic panel so it stretches with you. I was also very pleased to see this very supportive waist belt here. It's nicely padded, so I wore this keeping it quite low with the shoulder straps quite long, and this on my pelvic bones, on my pelvis. So that actually took a lot of the weight, not that it was heavy anyway, but it made it really comfy to carry. Again, elasticated loops on the outside of the belt, and really comfy, really supportive. But the real benefit of this, well actually it's benefits all over in this backpack, but this is what I have to show you, because it's got this really good back ventilation system. And particularly over the Christmas period it was quite mild but really humid, the sort of weather when you walk and you get really hot and sticky and sweaty and it's quite unpleasant. So this was really handy because, as I hope you can see, this fits against your back and all of it is mesh and ventilated, and then there's this large gap between the back and the frame which I can get the hand into and wiggle around and I hope you can see just how deep that is, but that creates a really good air channel, and in warm weather or humidity you really need that to stay comfortable. If you're just on a short half-day walk, it's not so critical, but when you're doing a longer walk, particularly for a few days, you really do need that, and it makes all the difference. So this was exceptionally comfortable and lightweight to carry, thanks to its ventilation system, but also its belt, and the two of them together work really well. So this took the weight on my hips and was really comfy with the padding. This across the chest and the chest strap as well. So it's a really good balance and really comfortable. And then, now the weather was diabolical. It rained pretty much all day, every day. So I was very glad to find this hidden in the base. It's a waterproof, or as near waterproof as you can get, backpack cover, which is nice and stretchy, so as waterproof as you can get. Now I always carry anything in a backpack inside plastic anyway, just as a precaution to keep clothes dry, because the last thing you want to do is get to a B&B at night or a tent and find all the clothes are wet. So I kept this over the backpack permanently. It was a good fit. It takes only a couple of minutes to put it on with that. And that kept the backpack completely dry. It's also nice and visible, and it also protects it as well, which is why my backpack looks so new, despite being used for 3 days solid in some of the worst weather you can imagine over the Christmas period. I'm forgetting which storm is which, but it was pretty much one after another. But that is really good, really well made. And even if it's not raining, it's good for visibility when walking along lanes, or if you're climbing, for example, and you want to be seen. And it's not a cover that's going to fall off either, because it's held in place with this strong webbing tab, which is also adjustable. And then when it's not in use, you screw it up, or you can fold it, but in real life you tend to screw it up and pop it back in its own little compartment at the base of the backpack, and then zip it up. And you never really know it was there. So this is a really good, really well designed backpack, as indeed all Bago products are that I've tried. That is reflective, the two reflective stripes there, and there's also this reflective panel here. But it's lightweight, it's comfortable, and it carries enough for 3 days walking, with changes of clothes, refreshments, and it's surprising just how much you can get in. But this is the real feature, and it's worth buying the backpack for this alone. It's also available in the 40 litre size if this is a bit too small, up to 30 litres, but this served me well. And I would very, very highly recommend it as a really good backpack. Really well made too.